I think unfortunately this outside of something with like winning both pistols or anything along those hand.
And it makes sense they'd struggle on this map as well with the complexity of the rotations between bomb sites and how different avenues are cut off to you depending on the tactic. But new players, new roles, you have a lot of people moving around. The protocols of how you shift and move around the map all change. I think the big thing I think on this map that's going to decide things in my mind for Spirit on the T side and Navi on the CT side is that kind of outside mini area, right? Makaze and Donk going head to head outside. Alexi, typically you see like a high skilled star player playing kind of mini to help guard door. They've always had Alexi there because he brings such a good collection of information and being able to kind of orchestrate the team on the CT side. But there's going to be some weaknesses there that Spirit can attack into.
And the problem is, and why they struggle on T side now, is like you can't necessarily play as fast on Nuke as you can do maybe on a Mirage or on some of the other maps.
Just execute into a bomb site.
You can only like do it on A, right? But that's also, if the other team has good protocols, it's hard to do, right? And for Makaze, that's where he has to sometimes play a little bit slower. That's where the mind games come in, which is something that's going to take time for him to get used to. So we have to wait and see what the approach is going to be for Navi.
Let's do just that. Gentlemen, thank you very much, obviously, for your thoughts.
Thank you, Trace.
No, thank you. Thank you. And thank you all for watching at home. We're going to go to a quick break so we can come back, get this series back on the road. So far, so good for the Team Spirit camp. We look at Nuke ahead of us. Navi starting on that CT side. If we need it, we'll go all the way to Ancient on the backside of that. Either way, Navi looking for the bounce back. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne 2025.
From humble beginnings in Hanover to greatness in Katowice, our journey is our legacy. As we arrive at what we thought was our peak, we instead discover a whole new chapter.
Limited edition. Keyin karta Nuke ham kuchli bo'lsa kerak, chunki men Nuke'da Team Spirit'dan ko'ra Navi'da o'zgarish ko'rmoqchiman, chunki Navi'da bitta plus tarafi bor, u ham bo'lsa Blade deb o'ylayman, narsani aytganda. Blade yaxshi pozitsiyalarda to'g'ri odamga qo'yib bera oladi. Nuqta kutib olish asosan CT side Navi'dan chiroyli o'yin ko'rsak kerak. Team Spirit'ga qaraganda ko'ramiz qani. Nuqta Spirit'dan yaxshi o'ynaydi, lekin Navi'dan yaxshi o'yin kutyapman. Bu Ali streamer, Danai degan streamer bo'lish kerak.
Ecstatic after the game against Miles in quarterfinals, and honestly, everybody came in and they're like, guys, you're playing amazing. Everything's gonna be in your future. So heartwarming, you know.
I'm not surprised you have so many fans out here in Cologne. One question for you, Yakinda. What's the craziest thing you signed this weekend?
Honestly, this time there was no really crazy things, but I feel like there was a couple liquid Yakinder jerseys that were bringing back the time a little bit. So that was a little bit surprising. But honestly, everybody came in like super nice and prepared.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Yakinda. I know there's a couple of fans waiting around for you, so I'll let you go on. If you guys want to get your opportunity to be experiencing some of the many activities down in the Intel tent, make sure you come down here right at the IEM Cologne 2025.
Cologne 2025 Germaniyada bo'lyapti bu turnirimiz. Tayyorlanishyapti Nuke'ga. Ashi bomba o'yin bo'ladi, men ishonaman, chunki Navi ham Spirit'ga qarshilik ko'rsata oladi hozir. Bu K2 turnir bo'lyapti, Navi bilan Team Spirit o'ynayapti. Kuchli 5 talikda jamoalar desak ham to'g'ri bo'ladi. Navi 5 talikdan tushib ketdimi, tushib ketmadimi bilmadim, lekin Navi ham yaxshi. Formasi ham emas. Yilda unga markaziy qo'shilgandan keyin 3 oyda deya olmayman, lekin yaxshi o'ynashyapti. Team Spirit'ga Magic o'rniga Zwix'mi qo'shilgandan keyin lekin o'yini kuchaydi. Men sezdim shuni. Magic'ga qaraganda bu bola stabilroq o'ynaydi. Ya'ni Magic qachondir qaysidir o'yinda yaxshi otib, yaxshi o'ynab bersa, qaysidir o'yinda unchalik chiroyli o'ynab bera olmaydi. Qoldi ayniqsa shu oxirgi o'yin mouse bilan nukta to'rziydi. Men kimdir orqasidan ota olmagandan keyin menimcha Team Spirit Magic'ni aralashtirishga qaror qilishdi. Jamoaga yaxshi bo'ldi deb o'ylayman. Jamoa xudo xolasa mana shu Cologne 2025 da Vitality'ni yutish ehtimoli bor. Team Spirit. Team Spirit. It's Team Spirit, brother.
What a game we have, Cologne. Navi's new addition of Makazi comes in swinging to this semi-final. But that awoken donk, the Prince of Darkness, a heinous T-side with never-ending entries and an ace to top it all off. Spirit's machine keeps on rolling all the way to the finish line, leaving Navi behind in the dust. We head to Nuke. Navi's chance of redemption, but a map Spirit are more than comfortable on. If Navi want to finally end this nightmare, they have got to wake up.
That guy right there and the rest of Spirit, they feel they have a date with destiny. The team that every development has changed was geared to beat. They want to match Vitality in the grand final. Will Navi be more than just a bump in the road? Cologne, the final is calling! Are you ready? Then let's find a finalist. Team Spirit, T-side start to open up. They're going to be the pace setters. Let's see what they come in with.
Butterfly and
no slow starts allowed for Navi. Back against the wall. Their map in Spirit's pocket, and Spirit bring it fast out round.
Team Spirit belga kirib bordimi?
Position taken, but just a means to an end.
Kirishyapti.
Not committing lower, not chasing hell.
Shiro o'yinga Ega qarab ketyapti nimaga? La taktikalar
Shiro starts to make moves, but Makazi out in yard is curious. Comes at a cost.
One shot Shiro'dan.
Rough way to start. You don't want Makaze to start to get his head. You want to play his game, but that decision to cross outside has given a free kill to Team Spirit. And they're going to take that in their stride. They took ramp right off the top of the round. They've got a lot of map control here. 5v4. Chopper feels like every option is open. Donk on the push. They line up for wonderful. And Bit rears his head out from lower.
All the
control for Spirit, and this one kill on Shiro might be all they get. Considering the big takeaway from that opening map was in spite of Makaze's best efforts, in spite of him putting up a fantastic game, the rest of Navi couldn't rise to the occasion in time.
Bütün Navi de baqiryapti. Hech kim Team Spirit qo'llamayapti. Team Spirit uchun borganlar kam, lekin Navi Yevropada bo'lgani uchun Yevropa deyarli hammasi Navi'ni yaxshi ko'rishadi Team Spiritga nisbatan. Team Spirit Rossiyani jamoasi. Navi Ukrainaniki adashmasam. Bilasizlar, Ukraina bilan Rossiya holatini hozirgi.
Navi need their best game yet, and on a map where They've undergone some serious changes, a complete rehauling of positions.
Wonderful yaxshi o'ynayapti lekin. Rostdan.
Whereas Spirit, it's plug and play. Magic's his way.
Hozir Navi yutib qo'ydimi? Gap bilan bo'lib qaramay qoppa. Zaldan Naviga bo'lgan anaqa inspiration eshityapsizlarmi? Hamma Navi deb baqiryapti.
Oh, that's a lot of damage from Bit. Wonderful's here to stop the spillover. Spirit
Bit
wanted to
bilan
go
Wonderful
quickly there. That kill
zo'r juftlik
will
bo'lyapti
facilitate the
hozir.
push. Wonderful.
Bir
Can't battle
düşeş.
back. The pistols
Hali
break through
Wonderful
this ramp wall.
avut bo'lgandan keyin normalniy ushlab berishsa
Side on
kerak
ball for
deydi.
Navi. They're immediately brought back down at
Yaxshi.
Earth. This is once
Yaxshi
more
pozitsiya
strong map
olishdi.
control. Guns retrieved. Donk on an
Donk
M4.
jazolaydi, kim jazolaydi? Makaz dedi.
Spirit come out of that ramp play.
Yo,
Now
Makaz
more
ham kutadi.
armed than Navi. And there's a lot of tension all across the map. There's so many avenues open with ramp going dark. Kazi looks to play for info, and that is going to give a very important swing kill away in the round. The advantage now lies with Spirit, and the picture gets no clearer for Navi as to where this round is ending up. Nima is their one and only hope. Already down at lower, he stayed down here from the very start of play.
Ya bu Spirit round is first.
He rears his head, gets the better of Donk, needs a little bit more. Ema bringing Navi back in. They look on
Alexi
now to
bilan
team
Shiro
captain
birga bir.
Alexi. Clutching up versus Shiro. It's Heck 9 at range.
Shiro.
One health, and that
Ui.
nade will seal the deal.
Whoa.
From downtown, it's Alexi B.
Xursand bo'lishim kerak
Grenadier
bular.
of Navi wins it with the utility. No surprise here for Alexi B. And saving themselves from an awkward force by win as well. That was
Alexi
Spirit
B yaxshi
making
o'ynadi.
something out of nothing.
Aytdim, City side'da Navi zo'r o'ynash kerak. Yaxshi, chunki yaxshi pozitsiyalarda bo'ladi-da doim Navi. O'zi nukta, hamma jamoalar ham terrordan ko'ra City side'da yaxshi o'ynaydi. Lekin Navi ko'proq confident deb o'ylayman. Bu shaxsiy fikrim.
They lack in util. Donk wants to make up with firepower, moving outside to start the round, and Makazi crosses straight away. It seems like this head-to-head.
Oldin Team Spirit'da kim o'ynardi? Mana shu tepada. Magic o'ynardi. Magic pozitsiyasida o'ynayaptimi hozir? Zuvay.
Caught out of position the last few rounds as Makazi.
Donk yomon kirib berdi. Mana shu pozitsiyada. Bilasizlarmi, E'dan yomon yurib berdi. Lekin Makaz deb ushlaydi hozir Shiro.
You don't want him feeling kind of uncomfortable.
Info bor ekan, yo'q. Team Spirit'da info bor ekan, Makaz. Oson bo'lishi kerak endi. Bittadan minus. Zvay Kanavini sotib ketdi. Tepadan sakrab tushdi. Tepadan sakrab tushganda o'ldirib yubordi.
With the idea that no one made it down. So Wonderful and Bit, as is often the case, kind of tethered together over here at ramp. Is that where Spirit went ahead? It's where they've looked to go in all of these rounds so far.
Spirit qayerga kirishmoqchi?
Is this their first departure?
B kirishmoqchi.
These B plays.
Da. Yo, kirishyapti Spirit. Alexi bilan Wonderful. Yo, xato bo'ladi hozir bu kirish. Team Spiritga xato bo'ladi. Aytdim, men zo'r ushlab berishadi City side'da. Chatga ushlab berishdi-yu.
I mean, if they're able to keep this up, they're able to kind of slow Donk's roll, not let him get onto these multi-kill streaks. That's how both the rounds have gone for him now. Kind of getting one, that instantaneous trade. Ema proving to be a bit of a nuisance as well to Donk now on both maps.
Bitta opti-yu, ha?
Yeah, when Donk gets a one-kill round, you're happy if you're Navi.
Donk 2-3. The Wonderful bilan bit shit tana o'ynab qo'yishyapti-ku.
Silent. Spirit creep down.
Pistol round to'g'risida qolish kerak Team Spiritga aga. Avara oladimi ekan pistol round?
Kind of have the biggest weapon, the biggest sword in Counter-Strike.
Oh my god, yeah.
So often choose the pen. Well,
Bit minus.
one of the rounds
Team Spiritda minus yo'q.
where they let him off the lead.
İmkaniyat var lekin. Zontix bilan Shiro minus.
Facilitated this drop down through the vent. They've got 3 players coming in on the backstab. Chopper not able to deal with it.
Chopper ham
right here, ready to collapse on this B play. Donk only good for one.
Donk ham hech nima qila olmadi bunaqa vaziyatda hozir.
And it's together that NAVI are winning these rounds.
Team Spiritdan birinchi time out chunki hisob nechiga necha bo'ldi?
The lack of communication on the possibility they all sneak. Bit breaks the door. He meets 5 players on the corner. Looks frustrated, but despite that, not being able to hold it. Shiro in the vent with a P250, not the gun for the job. And NAVI flood, a very difficult point of rotation. But overwhelming Spirit and disallowing a bomb plant as well.
Team Spiritdan birinchi time out.
Hasty rotation for NAVI pays off.
NAVI comeback ko'ramikina? Ko'ramiz. Lekin Mirajda ham birinchi NAVI birinchi 5 ta shotni NAVI oldi menimcha. Open case bo'lyapti chatdan. Voy. Ko'rsatgani qaranglar, zo'rligini. Qanchaga tushirdi ekan shuni? Ush wonderful out again. Shiro ham olgan. Endi boshlandi o'yinni kuzatuvlar.
On his AWP after a string of misses. Far more convincing start here, and now wielding the AWP. You want Wonderful putting his best foot forward.
Donk yurib beryapti har doimgidek birinchi.
That's because NAVI have 2 players.
Donk minus. Katta yo'qotish. Team Spirit uchun katta yo'qotish bu.
Crossing from Seeker and not expecting that. Shiro had to cover on wide.
Shirodan
Now he needs to get
ko'ramiz.
something from this AWP. He needs to respond, or this will be NAVI streaking a 5-round first half, a bare minimum. Ima's disappeared completely. Back to ramp. Able to rotate and assist on this top site. Wonderful gives it a go. Might have that AWP head to head again.
Wonderful as shit. Whoa, chopper düşev oldu. Zor Shiro'da. Zor. Yaxshi javob bo'ldi, lekin hisob 3 ga to'g'ri o'ynashyapti.
Kill for Makaze. Deals with this flank in through
Makaze
the lobby.
Zvaydi ham
20
o'ldiribordimi?
seconds left, yeah.
Can't really attempt a heaven wrap. It's going to be so late in the day. Zontix is shifting.
Combat save.
He'll have a look, but I mean, getting the kill and getting a plant,
So
impossibility at this point in the round. Even with that, it doesn't open up much. 7 seconds, this one's done.
Kirishmoqchi. Edi 2 kishi bor lekin.
I mean, I think there's already a lot of promising signs here for this NAVI squad. If Zontix
timing.
can catch anyone on the way out through the door, it's 1 extra kill there, inflicting a bit of damage, but still all the rounds belonging to NAVI. Promising signs is that on that last map we said Makaze coming close
They
to
were good outing.
numbers that
Nico,
like the best numbers
goodbye.
GL had ever put up in victory versus Spirit. And it felt like it was the rest of the team that were
Don't
letting
show
them down a
again,
little bit.
everyone
Well,
over
here, far better showing from Wonderful to open up.
Nima
Even
check qiladi?
countering
Don't
Donk
check qiladi.
in 3 of these rounds
Voy,
now,
chopperda ham.
stopping him shy of going on multi-kills. This is the NAVI you wanted to see back on Mirage. Wonderful. Really taking some liberties on this AWP. A wide swing seals Shiro's fate at the opener of this round. The AWP finds its way into Donk's hand.
I like it. Still very strong on this weapon, but there's no kills available. Look at the mini-map. NAVI shrink. Makaze plays Jiggle on lower. Wonderful reinforces ramp. There's no way in right now for Spirit. What are they to do? NAVI get curious again. In tandem. Nothing wrong with going for information at this point of the round. Spirit have been very quiet. Chopper faking out the door as his team roam outside. He needs to be cognizant of this ball. Who's now found
wonderful.
2 kills.
Chopper düşe olyaptı. 3 oyundan beri düşe olyaptı.
Absolutely finding impact in this second map. While Spirit are trying to be quiet outside, it's obvious to Navi the only position they do not occupy.
12ga 0 qo'yarsa kecha 12ga 1 qo'yarsa kecha Mangolsga o'xshab. Mangols bilan kim o'ynadi? Navi o'ynadi. Da. Navi chiroyli o'yin qilib berdi.
Spirit just can't kick these rounds off.
O'sha 6-raundda ham berishdi Spirit.
And Navi will not play ball. They get an entry, they disappear into the mist.
Zo'r
This
lekin
is one of the scary
qurollarni
things for
saqlab
Spirit here,
qolishdi.
because even though this is a comfortable map for them, if you look at kind of the squads that are able to challenge this Spirit squad, Nuke is usually a fixture of those series.
It's the Mausen
Mausen vitality essentially, right? Just kind of
Da,
beating up
Navi
on
zo'r
Spirit on
o'ynab
this map.
qo'yapti.
So there are lessons to learn, things you can try and pull from that if you're Navi.
Nuke shunaqa katta pozitsiya zo'r bo'lsa yaxshi o'yin bo'laveradi.
And yeah, that's how it feels.
That's not how you want Donk to be sitting. That's not the far cry from the guy you just saw on map 1. He feels like this game is getting away from them very, very quickly, and it's how dominant, how one-sided these rounds have felt that's concerning.
We had a similar scoreline on Mirage, right? It was a 7-1 lead, but these rounds do
Zvayda qarang,
definitely
nolga
feel like
yo'q,
Spirit
nolga
can't even
5.
get started. They can't even get their opening kill. Can't
Chunki
get
tepadan
position to win
chiqyapti,
the round.
usha olishyapti bittada.
Navi not giving them an inch here for Spirit to run away with.
Donkdan clutch qilaman. Donk clutch qilyapti.
Desperately looking for
Clutch
his entry.
qilyapti
The
Donk.
flash will force Wonderful back.
Do'stlar, Navi yaxshi ushlab beryapti pozitsiyasini, hammasi Navidan. Wonderful zo'r o'ynayapti. Beat, Makaze yaxshi o'ynashyapti Navi.
This has got to be a call. This has got to be considered.
So loud in this, right? I wonder if this is some type of bait, because Chopper fading the jump up.
And his team are moving in off of ramp bit. Occupied in the meantime. Got to be careful.
Qarang kim minus bo'ldi.
Now
Zontix.
Chopper activates. Where's the orb disappeared to?
Qanday?
Wonderful can still stem the bleeding.
The ideal
Wonderful
fight
shot
with
like that,
AWP, one
Chopper.
shot misses. Chopper suddenly has room. Even the decision to pull that molly lets Chopper have room to cross away from the orb. He gets spotted by this back
Chopper
garage
aqlli
player.
lekin.
Chopper's just wasting
Shunchaki
time
o'lib
here.
ketmaydi.
Bomb is already down the ramp, and Chopper even
Aytdim-ku.
escapes. He's going to link up with the rest of his
Chopper
team.
aqlli o'yin qiladi.
But that B player, that fast rotation, that point of contact is onto Ema. He's been a rock down lower.
Navi yaxshi
And
tur
Molly not
beryapti,
spreading
yaxshi.
too deep. He's still got an angle. Shoots out their
Qaranglar,
feet from
pozitsiyani
beneath. Makaze onto Donk. Another head-to-head wins
Shiro.
out in his favor. And even though Ema's getting hunted, he
Zo'r.
realizes not in time to stop Shiro. 2-on-3 now. Spirit trying to drag around out of nowhere as Navi group up.
3-2.
They have a strong post plant. Being outside of these double doors, it's something Navi will have to
Spiritda
deal with.
imkoniyat bor.
Some combat AWPing required from Shiro here. As Navi play their hand, that's a crazy
Oh,
lineup
Chopper
out of
zo'r minus
Chopper.
qilib ketdi.
Clash of the orbs now, but only one of them gets to don the big green. What's Wonderful's move? What's his play? Two decisions in front of him. Does he go for the bomb or look for the kill? He's going to try and stick this. Shiro can't find him. Wonderful!
Defuse qildimi?
Clutch to keep this game flawless.
Defuse qildi. Oh,
Another robbery from Navi.
defuse qildi.
And it comes off of the AWPer. It may have felt like he let them down towards the tail end of Mirage, but he's lifting them up here to start.
Hali ko'rsatma berish kerak, yaxshi.
Impactful
Team
opening
Spiritning
kills, he
holati
closes
jazor
a
emas.
clutch.
Agar bu kartani Navi olib chiqib ketadigan bo'lsa, keyingi karta
And Spirit
Team Spirit
kicking
uchun risk bo'lib
themselves
qoladi.
right now. That was their best chance
Keyin
yet.
kartani nima o'zi?
What more do they
Voy,
need?
topolmaganini qaranglar. Voy,
For a
defuse.
guy, you know, we've talked a lot about his swings and misses in map 1.
Qanday defuse qilib
Taking
ketdi
the
hozir
shot that he
Wonderful.
finds success. That is a real rough way for Spirit to lose that.
Navi looks so calm
Impact
as well,
player
so
Makaze
dialed
bo'lyapti
in, like,
Navidan.
no over
7ga 0,
Well, I mean, you
qanday?
imagine after that 7-1 lead
Team
disintegrates
Spirit.
before their very eyes on Mirage,
Flop
they know
qolishdi,
there's
huh?
no getting ahead of yourselves here. You don't celebrate, you don't smile. You don't give them an inch.
Wonderful. Voy, donk tushadi birinchi.
Donk dead first.
Wonderful yaxshi Shiroga nisbatan aktivroq o'ynayapti. Bilasizlarmi kartada? Ancient. Ancient'da Team Spirit yaxshi o'ynaydi lekin menimcha Ancient'da ham zo'r o'yin bo'ladi agar nuqta olsa. Ikkala tarafdan ham kuchli o'yin bo'ladi Ancient'da.
Good speed on this reaction as well, recognizing what's happened now. As they move into the lobby, Zontix is here to watch for this reaction. A lot of folks have been saying, you know, these kind of mid-round moves, like losing outside on Nuke, going in with lobby aggro, these have become predictable. That's why Zontix he's going to get caught timing and Alexi with a huge pickup.
Wow, Zontix solar biraz timing.
Alexi to come back out into this top
Zo'r.
site.
Kim kirdi? Zvay. Birinchi killdi bechorani. Yaxshi, ikkinchi killdi ham. Yo, Chopper akam. 2 ga 1. Ya, bu raundni olishdi. Save qiladi bit. Da, save qiladi.
It was about time for Spirit to finally convert around, and despite a good read of the situation for Navi, a good reaction, Spirit sit comfortably in this 2-on-1. Bit's gonna give it a go.
Borarkan. Bit borarkan.
Whoosh. No one's looking at heaven. Bit right here. And to flick up. Chopper just barely.
Sal qoldi ko'rdinglarmi hozir?
Gets that one back. 14.
Lekin Team Spiritdan birinchi raund olindi. Shunda motivatsiya bor Sajo emas.
Oh, that was building us something. The realization clocking in for Bit just a little too late. The Chopper was up there with him in the rafters.
Yaxshi o'ynashyapti. O'sha vaziyatni oldindan haligi o'zgarib ketmasligini oldini olish maqsadida menimcha Time Speed Navidan. Nima dedim?
Navi with attack pause
Time out.
7-1. It was at this lead last time that the game started getting away from Navi.
Yeah, Spirit went on to get 4 in a row. They closed the half-7 fight. They win a pistol. Suddenly they're cooking. Took the lead, broke the money, got broken back themselves, and still won it. And that was off the back of Harry. If you remember, a lot of combat saving, a lot of rounds they had to give up. Similar situation to here on Nuke on the T side. Well, now they need to start that
streak. No chances. Agar hozir Chopper boshqa pozitsiyada bo'lganda bit ovorishi mumkin edi.
Terrifying 2v1. But whatever gets you there, say Spirit.
I think you can tell when you look at Spirit in these cameras, it's right now every round feels losable, and that's not.
Da Spirit uchun har bir anaqa yo'qotishday bo'lyapti.
Looking shell shocked, that's for sure. Can Donk do anything in this T side? He's been getting caught on awkward timings.
Donkni zo'r ishab qo'yishyapti-da. Boshida Donk o'lib ketyapti har bir raundda ko'rsalar. Uy! Sal qoldi hozir Wonderful'dan flipni yomon ko'rishimiz mumkin edi Donkka.
Ema's going to begin this little creep down towards lower, trying to get ahead of Team Spirit.
And he's not alone this time. It feels predictable for Navi. They're making a
Zvay
great
qoldim
read to
tepada yana.
put 2 players in this B bomb site. If Bit can bait for Ema can spring the trap.
Qarang, pozitsiyalarni biladi. Zo'r kutib oladi hozir. Aytdim. Bu qarang. Voy. Team Spirit bitkizmayapti. Ya bu kartani itkisi ham menimcha Ancient itkizmasa kerak.
Sends Spirit away from B, away from the stack, and maybe into another one of these saves. Navi do not want to repeat Mirage.
Dong needs to stop pulling nades. He needs to be forbidden from utility right now because his team can't cover him. He's getting caught off guard. These timings are so unfortunate. It's really a nightmare game for Donk right now.
Chopper.
He's managed to get past the wonderful orb. He might even find him on this climb up in heaven.
Whoa, no scope Chopper da.
Chopper? Is he really going for this? Zontix with a bit more back. Alexi left is the only man in the site, but they're ready to come up the vent. Chopper now realizes this is too far gone. He shouldn't be here. And so he'll get out. He'll save this orb.
Safe qilish kerak.
At least he'll try to. Bit goes looking for him. That orb gets out. Spirit do what they can to keep Navi nervous, but they don't crumble.
Spirit.
The headlines will read Donk on this T side. Pulled a smoker red, caught by Ema, pulled a molly down lower. The same.
Long headline.
There was a full stop in there. If Spirit stand a chance on their map pick, Donk has got to get going now.
Yeah.
And the team game for
Oy,
Navi,
Zontix
everyone
minus
performing when
qanday?
called upon.
Biga Zontix umuman o'ynamayapti. Nechiga 3 ga 8 Zontix.
Makaze no longer the one man army.
Zvay bilan
for
Zontix
Navi.
umuman
Wonderful, even
o'ynash
eluding
olmadi
capture
bu
from this
Nuke'da
door.
bilasizlar.
No AWP needed for him. He
Boshida
still
o'lib
picks the
ketyapti
player
ikkalasi ham.
outside, lives to tell the tale.
Qanday o'lib
Doesn't need to
ketishyapti
refight
bilmayman.
this. Might swing a bit. They've got two players in high-low positions. Spirit getting closer
Zor,
and closer.
big
Bit
minus.
beats them a kill.
Ya menimcha bu
It's a little awkward. It's given
mash
away.
roundda
It's
olish
also
kerak bular.
conceded room here for a heaven wrap, for a play in towards ramp. You see Navi kind of adjusting this setup for that exact contingency. They expect Spirit to take this space in their stride, but you can't lose Ema at ramp, and you have to hope that Wonderful can hold on to this heaven wrap round. Either one of those players fall, and this round opens up again for Team Spirit. It's all eyes on Ema. First shot lands. He's only good for one. That's the pathway open. Chopper and Shiro again trying to recover a round for Spirit.
Molly buys time for the plant. They're going to stick it down. Wonderful goes for the double door side. And he can do nothing about this bomb. Alexi late. They need to pick their positions and pick wisely. Risk to single door. Shiro tries to cover. A gamble that looks like it might just pay off here for Team Spirit. Unorthodox post-plant positions. Kit on Wonderful, stuck in double door, making steps, buying time for Alexi, who catches Chopper.
Qanday bu
Shiro
pozitsiya?
1v2, known to be cold in the clutch, but he's got to be quick to stop
Yo,
this.
yo,
Find that
clutch
first
qilolmaydi.
shot. Alexi says no, and
Clutch,
Navi pick it up
impossible
again.
clutch.
9.
Kecha hisob qaytariladi shekilli. 12 ga 1 bo'lib turib jichichilanadi, yutkazadi. Manuel Scotia. Wonderful, yomon kuchli o'ynab qo'yyapti.
Alexi handed the freebie, and that's the red carpet rolled out.
And to talk about Zway for a second here, because he's
To'lishini
having a rough
qaranglar,
one.
bular,
Even worse than
pozitsiyalarni.
Mirage. I don't even think it's about the stage. He's never played Nuke carry. He had 3 games logged on Nuke in his career in official matches coming into this tournament. This is his
Team
6th.
Spiritni
His previous team insta-banned it.
o'yinlar ichida eng achinarlisi bo'ladi shekilli. Mana shu Nuke. 12 ga 1 o'ynamagan bo'lsa kerak.
Across this tournament, he's looked very
Ya o'ynaganmikin.
uncomfortable on this map. It's not going to get better.
Without the depth and in a high-pressure spot such as this one, yeah, it's a perfect storm.
Ega kirishmoqchi push qilib hammasi.
And to his
Voy.
detriment,
Oh,
flashes
Yo'q
out
kirishdi.
in a fast top
Zo'r
side.
kirishdi.
Here's the pace change.
Ertaroq shunaqa pushlar qilishmadi-da bular.
Navi haven't been used to seeing
Prosta
Donk in the feed. Finally,
kutilmagan kirishlar qilmadi-da.
Stem the bleeding. Makaze swinging out with 2.
Bitta o'zi.
Bit arrives up in heaven for now. Spirit
Hiç
is
orta yaşı.
separated. They're split
Zor,
up,
zor,
and it's
zor.
on that swing that Shiro cancels him out.
Frustrating round for Spirit, having enough of these slow crawls, of letting Navi rotate, of letting them fall back in advantages. Spirit just throw themselves round the corner. That's more like it, but it's such a shame to come to that
Bugungi
realization
YouTube
so late
algoritmiga
in the
to'g'ri
half.
kelmadi
They have
shekilli.
one more round to
Aktiv
play.
nolu
The
va.
round they require.
Mayli, o'zimiz ko'ramiz odam. Hech kimga aytmaymiz.
Donk double entry is nice. Is that all they've got?
Team Spirit men kutgandim o'zi Nuke'da uncha o'ynamasligini, lekin Hall City side'ga o'tgandan keyin, terror bo'lgandan keyin
A testament
o'zgaradi
to how
o'yin,
some of
lekin
these rounds
menimcha bu
become
raundni Navi oldi
relatively
100%.
close. The active Spirit having impact, but doing more with less is bit. Forces that kill and lobby completely cleared out now.
Zontix
As
umuman
goes down,
bir to'p
all
qolganmi?
Spirit
Faqat
outside.
o'lib ketyapti. 4 ga 9. Zontixda yaxshi ushlasha, B'ga umuman kirgizishmayapti.
They've not been quiet about it either. A tag in the Molotov, the drop down from main roof at his
Pichoqni
way. This is
qaranglar,
all
qaranglar
info for Navi. It's letting
Da,
Alexi have
o'zga
a
kirib
far
ko'ramiz
better
hozir.
picture as to how this round will play out. We once more have that double rotate down lower for Navi.
Don't-
It was enough to beat Spirit last time. Can it get them on a double digits? Wonderful, they're going to be real close here. This door,
Olib ketdi, Wonderful she'da Shiro'da olib
only good for
ketdi.
one. Are they ready for a
Tezroq
man?
entry
Even did not
qilish.
play out from the single door. He lies in wait in the bomb site itself. He's so often been able to beat Donk in these head. No business winning that one.
Donkda mishkasi buzildi toshni. Urganini ko'rdinglarmi?
On a platter
I
for
mean it.
Navi. If they can just
Yeah,
beat
yeah, yeah,
Spirit
yeah.
for a
Yo. NAVI zo'r o'ynayapti, rostdan zo'r o'ynayapti.
They level up from Mirage. Double digits for NAVI. They want more game played.
Buzuvardi wonderful o'ynashdi. Spiritda motivatsiya bo'ldi menimcha. Mashlarni ichida eng qimmat persatga qaysi bir o'yinchida deb o'ylaysizlar? Zontix bilan Zvayda o'yini umuman o'xshamadi nimaga? Chunki Bidia Wonderful bilan bit zo'r isho berdi. Wonderful pozitsiyalarni almashtirib turdi. Ko'rdinglarmi? Bir City'da donk tusha beryapti, bir B'ga o'tib Zontix'ni o'ldirib kelyapti hamma joyda. Da donkdan so'ng boshlayver, mishkasini sindirib yubordi menimcha. Ko'rdingizmi, urgani bo'k ketdi. Yaxshi bo'lyapti o'yin. Osplay yaxshi. Qanaqalarni beradi, menimcha olishsa kerak. NAVI yuksak kerak, nukta. 100%. Doğukan piştirme kanalları hem de. Lekin Team Spirit ham comeback ko'rsa bo'ladi. Chunki nechta terror qayerda? Mouse vitality tutamıyordu. Vitality atak işlemi karşı yaptı. Vitality spirit'i düşünüyordu. Doğru bir şey değildi o. Bir hareketler. Üçte şok. Ya spirit yapayım böyle nükte. Qiyin bo'ladi. Da o'tgan o'yinda ham o'ynadi, ko'rdingizmi? Klashlarni qanaqa qilgan. Sababi
after a dominant recovery on that previous map. Where are the stars of Team Spirit? But NAVI is a systematic breakdown, everyone pulling their weight. Victory in sight.
O'zgarish kerak Team Spirit'da o'ynaymiz.
Just a very slow and timid looking T side for Team Spirit. Playing in the vent. Knife pulled.
Don't pass it.
Cheeky way to try and open.
A wonderful Shiro'ni jazolab tashlab bo'lyapsizlarmi? Olibni ham, pistolni ham, hammasi. Voy. Shiro minus olib ketdi-yu, qanday? Nimadir bo'lyapti Team Spiritga. Kutilganda qo'yin bo'lmayapti. Zo'r.
One thing we saw throughout that first half was whenever
Bu
Ema
sefer
got
qana
head-to-head,
o'lib
Ema had
ketdi,
his
qada
number.
o'lib ketdi u.
Bits even opened up this back door with a kill now. The only other guy in A waits back in spawn, and that's Donk's
Qaranglar, qanaqa o'ynayapti Navi.
around the Spirit have to win if they want to recover Nuke, and Donk not a part of it.
Qaramasa.
Those are awkward misses, really awkward misses, and they're going to start to
Hey, Zontix. Attack qilyaptimi? Zontix nima u?
And NAVI, this pistol held the promise of a third map if they could pick it up. If they can just remove this final player and they swing in together. NAVI, the red carpet is rolled out.
Just beautiful round. Everything that had to happen did. Bit getting that upper kill onto
Bu lekin Team Spiritga faqat turnir ichida emas, umuman global muhim o'yin bu Team Spiritga ham, Naviga ham. Lekin Navi boshqacha motivatsiya bilan o'ynayotgani aniq. Borini berishyapti Navi ham.
What a response after losing Mirage in a harrowing fashion. Spirit already
Team
thinking
Spiritga
about
normalniy
that
bosim ham bo'lyapti-da, lekin zalda bilyapsizlar. Don't pozitsiyasini bilarkan.
Starts out here in the yard, tucked in this little cubby. That was the attempt at the clear for Makazi. Runs around shooting ahead of time, but still coming in waves. And
İkisidan minus.
Donk denied another multi-kill roll.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
but
felt like such an
Navi
important
push
thing here for Navi. No good deed going unpunished for Donk. Anytime he gets one, it feels like that trade is instantaneous. Navi have been very switched on in that regard. And this kind of fearful T-side that left Spirit in such dire straits to rest on a forced by round win. Down to this 2v2, Alexi and Wonderful move in through main.
Back's turned, but down the vent, and Chiro didn't want to jump the gun. That allows NAVI to slink down B. Spirit setting up for a top hit. NAVI pull out their trap card, escape into lower. There is no kit in this round. And with the bomb going down, this kill should cement it. Wonderful mistiming.
Oh, Shiro. Aytdim-ku, Shiro jazolaryapti Wonderful.
There is no winning this round.
And at this point, you're 2-11 down. You're kind of clutching at straws for anything you can get. They're going to send Zontix in, see if he can get away with anything, but it's a high-low setup. What's Zontix supposed to do? Wonderful doesn't overstep. They wait for Alexi to take the contact. There was no way back into that for Zontix. NAVI, 10 chances to set the record straight.
Just been a clinical game for NAVI where you feel like they've made no mistakes. And yes, Spirit have had some weird T-side in this map, sneaking around, shifting everywhere, getting caught with nades. A very uncharacteristic game from Spirit with no confidence shown.
Spirit o'ziga o'xshab o'ynamayapti, chunki Shiro bilan Zontix Zvay umuman o'ynasha olmayapti. Endi o'ynash olmayapti deyish qanchalik to'g'ri bo'ladi bilmadim, chunki Navi yaxshi o'ynayapti. Navi yaxshi o'ynagandan keyin Team Spiritda o'yini chiqmayapti. Qarang, Ega zo'r. Flash. Zo'r. Ya, bu raundda oladi. Zo'r.
Maybe a 2v5, different story. Spirit picked them apart. 5 alive out of nowhere, but I'm not buying low, selling high. NAVI have 9 map points.
How's Team Spirit zo'r qildi, dilam. Navi kirib berishiga qo'ydi. Ochib berdi. Ko'rinmay turishdi, kirgandan keyin bitta olishdi. Pozitsiyasini. Mana, voy. Qanday bunaqa xatolar qilishyapti bular?
And Bits taking heads off. That's what this guy's famed for. That's what he's known for. 17 kills deep, a hero gun rests at the hands of Bit. And he might have torn away any hope of a comeback with it. Dead on that reswing out to the heavens, but the AK can get picked up. More bodies thrown at the problem. More bodies putting caskets. NAVI losing their hold over this fight. There's the retake. It lands successfully for Team Spirit. Bits heroics are not enough.
Damn good try though, pulling things out that we never even saw Spirit attempt. It was too stringent in that side, so NAVI were able to kind of play a little bit loose, but walking out door, we've got bit coming out of the huts. Players making individual moves, trusting in their aim, trusting in their team to back it up. And sure, Spirit save it again.
Manaqa xatolar bo'lyapti. Ko'rdingiz, Zvayda xatosini qarang. Endi Zvay bilan Zontix ko'p xato qilayotganga o'xshaydi. Yo, Zontix yaxshi o'ynabdi.
Something that's felt refreshing for NAVI in all of these games, and you wonder if this is kind of a symptom
Team
of
Spirit'dan
them
comeback
bringing a
ko'ramiz,
new player into the lineup. Is the kind of perceived bit of extra freedom some of these guys get, right? Bit on a timing walk, Ema much the same. You saw a Mirage Makazi getting set up and just kind of allowed to go on his own timing.
NAVI uchun pistol round. Buni olish kerak. Agar bunda ham NAVI ovorsa bilmadim. Voy, donk boshladi, donk. It's donk. Zo'r donk boshladi.
Look, it's a great display, but it teaches me nothing I don't already know. Yes, Donk's got it. And at least Spirit can laugh it off. The freeing feeling of being up against match points. Pressure is on NAVI to close, but 7 more.
Donk just wrote to them, thank you guys for that little push out in the yard.
Agar 5-chisini cho'proq qo'ymaganda olardi-gana. Clutch qilardi-gana, ponni clutch qilardi-kan Donk.
I mean, everyone's aware of it, right? Like Donk was missing in that first half. That's what that's what the headlines will read. Donk was nowhere to be found. Couldn't get it going. But if he can get switched back online, which is certainly feeling like here to open up this second half.
John kiryapti Team Spiritga.
10 chances that NAVI have are going to start to reduce very, very quickly. In this 3-on-5 now. Lost the yard fights, they've lost that yard space, and they're pinned in and back in the lobby.
Yaxshi bu round. To'g'ri yo'l bo'ladi.
The T-roof climb for Alexi, but he's not looking to throw in any util here. They might try and move in silence with the element of surprise is kind of the one thing that could look to bail them out, but the options are sparse. You have no control all across the map. You're stuck here waiting and hoping that Spirit overextend give you a reason to go for this 3-on-5.
Jazolayotgan bo'ladi. Nukta faqat Wonderful Shironi jazoladi-da. Yo, save qilishadi.
Feeling like the save for NAVI.
Da, eng to'g'ri yo'l bo'ladi save.
Not a bad call here. We saw Spirit in these situations make the same play. It's at least showing some respect for their opponent from NAVI, knowing that Spirit can do this, and hell, they have done this already in this tournament. We saw them against Aurora in the group stages, 9-3 down after 3 rounds on the T side of Nuke. They won that map, dropping just a single round in the second half. So their CT side of Nuke at least proven, battle hardened at Cologne. But just to do it against this NAVI, who looked as lights out as they did, who took them all the way on Mirage.
NAVI.
Let's go! It's a hard sell right now, 12-6.
Team Spirit, bilmadim. Comeback ko'rish mumkin.
I guess the scoreline depends if you're a glass half full or glass half empty type of person. Ema. Convincing attempt at the opening. He's done a lot of damage on his shot, trying to force that fight and trying to really force that man advantage. He'll go down, and that rifle lost out in the doors.
Yeah, bu round qiyin. NAVI olmasa kerak bu round.
Finds its way into the hands of Spirit. Should they want
zo'r pozitsiyalarda.
Zo'r. Extends this advantage even further with his AWP, and piece by piece these saved guns are being removed from play.
Zontix ham pozitsiyasini olyapti.
If Navi think they can go and retrieve another one of them, they can't. Chopper picked it up, juggled it out of there. He knows it's a prized possession for this Navi squad. Zontix caught on the ramp, but Shiro was always nearby, ready to lend a helping hand. They've already got a player down at lower as well. It's Chopper who made this move earlier on.
Pikir olishganini qaranglar, tezliklar.
Not confirmed on numbers. Chopper's waiting for a lurker right now. It does mean that no one's going to play early and Spirit can group in a 4v2 retake, but it allows Navi to take positions that enable multi-kills. Wonderful, down and lower, dodging the flash. And trying to figure out where Spirit are going. He's afforded a flank here. Alexi's just got to buy time. Wonderful won't commit. He wants to fight with his captain as Spirit come in 4v2. He's
trying to get to the window to cover Alexi, but he won't get there in time. Now they know where Wonderful is. And so they beeline straight for him. Don't give him the room to play that post plant out in the double doors.
Really is a tense game right now. 12-2 down. Spirit get 5 in a row.
Comeback borsa bo'ladi, lekin bitta hisob o'landi. Bitta hisob bo'ldi-da, bitta yutsa.
To end this game.
I mean, every bone in your body told you they would have done it by now. They had 10 chances to walk this one over the line. That number now reduced to 5. It's been half.
Zontix komba. Headshot etdi. Zo'r. Zuva ham yaxshi o'ynagan.
And that's one of the closer attempts they've had on this 5-round streak of trying.
Chopperga nisbatan Zontix qarang, Zontix o'yna olmayapti. Chunki Zontixga normalni. Voy, donk xato qildi.
Huge opening.
Donk xato qildi.
There's one thing you want to be able to rely on bit on, it's headshots in these long-range fights.
Tugashi mumkin.
Against Donk in that head-to-head and knocks him out of the round.
Well, Chopper's taking matters into his own hands, but they run right past him. They run right into the garage. Chopper gets it for free.
Chopper's pozitsiyasini qaranglar, zo'r pozitsiya Chopper.
Does Spirit believe in this play? Shiro shut down a lurker. Zontix with no
Zontixdan ko'ramiz qani. Shu pozitsiyani ushlab Zontix. Oxirgi o'yin axir.
He's not overplaying this though.
Chamasi bittasini olib ketsa kerak Zontix. Yoki ikkitasini, chunki pozitsiya yaxshi unda.
He's going to tuck himself in. He's the alarm system, the first warning of a B-side take. You want one from Zontix and he will deliver it. Wonderful a bit as the two players top of the board for Navi grind their way into this 2-on-3 post plant.
Double vent announced.
Navi believe that if anyone could do it, it's these two. With the game they're having, another reposition out into the double doors. Shiro holds onto the flank. Wonderful has been here before. Couldn't walk the walk in the clutch last time. And he gets beelined again. Straight onto his position. A homing missile from Shiro, who reaches 20 kills at the tail end of that round.
Yeah, Shiro's had a very strong Cologne, and in Donk's absence here on this second map, he's showing up in a massive way. Saving it with a 3K on the retake. And Spirit sit 4 rounds away from what we once thought of as
impossible. Time out. Hozir qarab turinglar, Blade bittani qilib beradi, endi olib chiqib ketsa kerak.
Quick, these comebacks happen fast. Before you know it,
atmosfera boshqacha bo'lyapti shekilli. Hali ham tellab ketibdi, nima bola?
I think the thing that's really starting to hurt for Navi as well is even though they're on the back foot in these post plants, they are getting to winnable positions, right? Think about it. They've had like the double doors post plant position, which is kind of the best spot to be in every one of these B takes, and it hasn't amounted to anything. They might not be, you know, the cleanest odds, the best margins for you at the end, but you know you can win those rounds, and you failed to do so. This gap is continuing to close. Ten chances now down to just 4.
Yaxshi o'ynayapti Shiro. Chopper. Shiro seti ham zo'r ekan, qaranglar, perchatka bilan AWP, knife, hammasi qizil. Zo'r tushgan ekan. Yomon qiziqyapman shunaqa setlarga.
A weird wall that implies pathing round to hell here for Navi. Spirit don't bite. Chopper plays lower, weak top sight. NAVI walk ramp.
After all this silence, it's something explosive. Looking for ramp control. Delay on the molly doesn't come back to haunt bit. Shiro was right there. That could have been prime time to punish. But an early double lower rotate out of Spirit. They're ready for this exact play. This is the read that Chopper had. He's put two of his men down here already. Zontix holds the line with a double.
Zontix.
3-on-3. This is the best chance Navi have had. They've got
Ya. Ha, 3 güç ekan lekin.
Kazi lurking out through secret. But Donk, wider ahead. Snipes one.
Plant bo'lmadi lekin imkoniyat bor.
Kazi scrambling as he's trying to get into the site to help Bit. That's given the sound cue. They know he's bypassed this vet player.
Bo'lmadi.
Sway's been allowed to close the gap as a result.
Whoa.
And with Shiro in from ramp.
Shiro mujik.
This comeback is feeling very, very real.
Sağ oldu. Bildinglar.
Bomb site. Plant denied. Both times. And Zontix holds valiantly with a double kill. He may be bottom of the server. But he stops NAVI in their tracks. Leaving footprints behind them. Spirit follow in their path on this CT side.
So
3 rounds is all it takes to open this game back up.
And with the gap having closed so much, the toolkit available to Alexi, the
comeback ko'ryapsiz, bilasizlarmi o'zi? 9-12.
He's lost a lot of that freedom. Don't feel like we're going to get one of these like high-paced rounds. That was how Spirit broke through. That was how they got one of their rounds in that first half. You feel like you have to play slow. You don't want to be missing these opportunities.
A little bit looser here. That nade on the smoke. Hope Spirit are ready for it. No one with their eyes on main. Bits
Shiro
huge kill outside. NAVI have to buy a few seconds for this position. Bit needs to get closer. Forced on the smoke fade to take into the fight. Wonderful gives it to Donk.
That's the bomb trap on Alexi as well.
It's all about Bits.
His teammates scaling up towards heaven really have to be the difference makers here, and they lose Bit. But this could work in their favor. They're holding it. Makaze quick on the trigger. Is he ready for Donk? Tucked in under the sight.
Oh,
look at his kill.
Whoa.
Blinder. Heaven sent is this guy. Will Makazi be the X factor that closes this for NAVI? That's why they added this guy.
Yok.
Up on the line, just misses. He's ready for the scale. Flick back up.
Vay, çok vurdu.
This is his moment. The one man that can break through. A staggering comeback from Spirit. And this defuse being held, Makazi counting down.
Whoa.
In this bizarro world, NAVI's is making them stronger. They take this series to a third, all the way to a